A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant policy shift, the government has announced the reinstatement of the winter fuel payment for most pensioners in England and Wales. This decision comes after months of speculation and discussions surrounding the financial support for the elderly, particularly during the colder months. Under the new regulations, pensioners with an annual income of up to £35,000 will be eligible for the full winter fuel allowance, while those earning more will face a repayment of their share. The payment amounts to £200 per year for households where both pensioners are under the age of 80, and £300 for households that include at least one individual aged 80 or older. For instance, a single pensioner aged 85 living alone will receive the full £300, as will a couple of the same age. This new system is designed to streamline the process, as payments will now be made automatically to those who are already receiving a state pension, eliminating the need for individuals to apply for the funds. However, it's important to note that the income threshold applies to individuals, not households. Therefore, a couple that qualifies for a £200 payment will each receive £100. In cases where one partner earns over £35,000 and the other does not, the higher earner will have £100 deducted from their payment while the lower earner retains their full amount. In situations where one partner is aged 80, they will receive £200, and the other partner will get £100. If the older individual's income exceeds £35,000, they will need to repay the £200. This new structure may lead to some peculiar situations. For example, a single pensioner living alone who earns more than £35,000 will have to repay either the full £200 or £300, while a couple with a combined income of £69,000 could keep their entire payment. This disparity highlights the complexities involved in the new payment system. The government has stated that for most pensioners, any repayment will be deducted through their tax code, affecting their income the following year. Those who already file a tax return for other reasons may find their winter fuel payment added to their tax return, although this detail remains unclear. The government has also clarified that families will not be required to file a return or repay the winter fuel payment after the death of a pensioner. However, if a return is necessary for other reasons, it is uncertain whether the payment must be declared. Furthermore, there is potential for complications if a pensioner retires mid-year and initially earns more than £35,000, only to drop below that threshold in the following year. They would then be required to repay the winter fuel payment despite being on a lower income. Notably, the new means testing will consider only income, disregarding any savings or property value. Therefore, an individual with significant savings could still qualify for the payment as long as their income remains below the £35,000 threshold. In Scotland, the SNP-controlled government has its own winter heating payment for pensioners, which was previously limited to those receiving specific benefits, such as pension credit. However, this policy is set to expand next winter, allowing for broader eligibility. Northern Ireland also has a winter fuel payment system, which is expected to align more closely with the regulations in England and Wales. The reinstatement of the winter fuel payment has sparked political discussions, particularly among Labour backbenchers who are calling for a reversal of planned cuts to disability benefits. Chancellor Rachel Reeves's recent announcement of a £1.25 billion plan to restore winter fuel payments to the majority of pensioners has been met with both support and criticism. While many view this as a positive step towards supporting the elderly, others express concerns about the implications of income-based eligibility and the potential for confusion among pensioners. Labour MP Nadia Whittome has cautioned the government about the risks of making changes that could adversely affect vulnerable individuals. As the winter season approaches, the reinstatement of this payment is expected to provide much-needed financial relief to many pensioners, ensuring they can stay warm and comfortable during the colder months. The government's commitment to supporting the elderly through this initiative reflects a recognition of the challenges faced by pensioners, particularly in light of rising living costs. With automatic payments now in place, eligible pensioners can look forward to receiving their winter fuel payment without the hassle of navigating a complex application process. As the details continue to unfold, it is crucial for pensioners and their families to stay informed about the eligibility criteria and payment structure to ensure they receive the support they are entitled to. The government's decision to reinstate the winter fuel payment marks a significant development in the ongoing conversation about financial assistance for the elderly. and it remains to be seen how these changes will impact the lives of pensioners across England and Wales this winter. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.